You know, this remains one of the most lambasted songs in music history. Although its lyrics are very important, they are poetry. The Terry Jacks version alone drives Canadians nuts because during the early CanCom era, where you had to play Canadian hit songs, we had the Stampeders, which was good, Backman Turner Overdrive to Guess Who, and Terry Jacks and the Poppy Family. Like I said, whether you like it or not, it was a worldwide success, and I'll leave it you to judge if I'm doing this as a parody or doing it just to celebrate what is probably the greatest one-hit wonder in Canadian music history. Now, Seasons in the Sun is an English language adaptation of the 61 Belgian song Le Mobon, The Dying Man by singer-songwriter Jacques Brel, with lyrics rewritten in 63 by, get this, Rod McEwen, portraying a dying man's farewell to his loved ones. Pretty well he's on his deathbed and he's talking to his survivors. It became a worldwide hit in 74 for singer Terry Jacks, and it was a Christmas number one in the UK in 99 for Westlife. Now, the original version by Jacques Brel was released in 1961, 3 minutes and 6 seconds on Philips' label. Again, Brel got the writing credit. The vinyl cover, Seasons in the Sun, B-side Put the Bone In, released in December 73, 3 minutes 24 seconds, came out on Bell, which was some of the ex-Monkeys were on that label. Brel and McEwen got co-writing with Jax as producer. Now, the Westlife version again featured the Brel and McEwen lyrics. Now, the first version of the song was recorded by Brel, who reportedly wrote it in a brothel in Tangiers. Sounds like a movie there. Sung in a marching tempo, it tells of a man dying with a broken heart and shows him saying his last farewells first to his close friend Emile, then to the priest, next to an acquaintance named Antoine, and finally to his wife, who has cheated on him numerous times with Antoine. Despite knowing Antoine being his wife's lover, he wishes no ill upon him, but tells him to take care of his wife. American Rod McEwen translated the lyrics into English in 64. The Kingston Trio first recorded an English version of Seasons in the Sun, which was later heard by Terry Jacks and became the basis for his rendition. Now, Jacks rewrote the lyrics, although he's uncredited for it. He deemed the original version as translations as too macabre and not PG-13 for Canadian radio ears. The inspiration for the rewritten lyrics was his close friend Roger, who was suffering from acute leukemia and died 4 months later. The Terry Jacks rendition, which was later dedicated to his friend, has a dying man giving his last words to his loved ones with whom he shared his life, much like the original. However, unlike the Brel version, the man does not die broken-hearted, but instead acknowledges the rights and wrongs of his actions in life as he passes away peacefully. In the rewritten version, the man first addresses a close friend who had known him since childhood and reminisces about the happy times they had, such as playing and studying together, climbed hills and trees, learned of love and ABCs, and friendships with others, skinned our hearts and skinned our knees. He then addresses his father, who tried to give him a good upbringing and exerted a positive influence on his undisciplined life. I was the black sheep of the family. You tried to teach me right from wrong, wonder how I got along, which included overindulgence, vices and revelry, too much wine and too much song. The man finally addresses a Michelle, recounting how she had lifted his spirit up in times of despair. At the end of each verse, the man reminds all three that he's always present in spirit when he visits places or see people. Now, according to Jacks, the Beach Boys asked him to be the producer during the sessions for the band's album Surf's Up. On July 31st, 1970, they attempted a rendition of Seasons in the Sun, but the session went badly and the track was never finished. Allegedly, Mike Love hated the lyrics. Love told an interview later, we did record a version of Seasons, but it was too wimpy, he had to throw it out. It was just the wrong song for us. The recording remained unreleased until the 2021 compilation Feel Flows. Now Jacks, based on the West Coast, recorded his rendition in Vancouver in 1973. Now, the piano archipelago parts and double bass parts in the second verse were done by young David Foster. Now, Jacks released his version as a single in 73 in his own label, Goldfish Records. Put the Bone In, the original composition about burying a deceased pet dog, was included as the B-side. The single soon topped the record charts in the US, where it was released on Bell. In Canada and the UK, selling over 14 million copies worldwide. Now, Jack's version was released in the States in December 73 and made the Billboard Hot 100 a month later. On March 2nd, 1974, the song began almost a month-long run at number one atop the Hot 100 and remained at top 40 until almost Memorial Day weekend. Jacques' version also spent 1 week on the easily listening charts. Billboard ranked it as the number two song for 1974. Although he released several other singles that were moderately successful in Canada, Seasons in the Sun would become Jacques' only major solo hit in the States. In Canada, the single, Goldfish GF 100, reached number one on RPM January 26, 74, and remained there for a month. Though the song enjoyed contemporary success, some modern critics take a dimmer view, considering it overly sentimentalized. Jacques' version has been held up as an example of bad music, such as having been listed as one of the worst pop songs ever recorded and ranking number 5 in a similar CNN poll in 2006. Jacques also released a German language version in the country with lyrics by Gerd Müller-Schwanke in Der Garten der Zeit. Now, weekly chart, you're going to love this. Australia, number 1. Austria, number 1. Belgium, number 2. Belgium, Wallonia charts, number 1. Canada, number 1. Canada Adult Contemporary, number 1. Number 1 in Denmark, Finland, France, Ireland, Israel. 6 in the Dutch top 40, and Netherlands Dutch single top 100, 7th. First in New Zealand, Norway. 4th in Portugal. First in South Africa, Sweden, Switzerland, UK, US Adult Contemporary, US Castbox, West Germany, and of course Zimbabwe. Now the Terry Jacques version, year-end charts: number 5 in Australia, number 1 in Canada, number 5 in Denmark, 28 Dutch top 40, top 40 single top 100 Netherlands. Springbok, number 6 in South Africa, number 1 in Switzerland. U.S. singles, number 5, Billboard Hot 100, number 2, U.S. Castbox pop singles. And on the U.S. all-time charts from 1958 to 2018, number 220. Now, the certifications, again, units sold, 312,000 in Canada, 300,000 in France, 500,000 units in the United Kingdom when it went gold, 3 million in the States, and worldwide, give or take, 8 million. Now, the Irish boy band Westlife recording their version as a double A side, When I Have a Dream, as a triple A side in Australia, When Flying Without Wings. Christmas number 1 in 99, beating Cliff Richard's charity single, The Millennium Prayer, and also became the group's Ford UK number 1. It then extended its peak into January 2000, spending a total of 17 weeks on the UK charts. The song was the 26th best-selling single of 99 in the UK. It was also the final number 1 single of the 1990s. So the Westlife version did good in Europe, 25 in Czech Republic, 7th in Europe all-encompassing, 10th in Finland, 24th in Germany, 13th in Iceland, 1st in Ireland, 10th in New Zealand, 10th in Norway, 1st in Scotland, 1st in UK, 15 in Sweden, and 18 in Switzerland. 15 Sweden, 18 Switzerland. Now, the other versions of these, the first recording, again, was by the Kingston Trudeau in 1963. The Fortunes, released as a single in the UK April 69, produced by Mike Dabo. If I'm not mistaken, that's Olivia's father. The Beach Boys, again, the version in 71. Bobby Wright did a cover version that made the country charts in 74, number 24. Cover version by Too Much Joy in her 88 album, Son of Sam I Am. Nirvana recorded a version in 93, which is the final recording on the With the Lights Out box set. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes got their 97 version, featuring the album Have a Ball, and Black Box Recorder recorded a version in 1998, which appears on the U.S. version of their album England That Made Me. Now, this makes, of course, the list of 1970s one-hit wonders in the U.S., and that's what sums it up. But I want you to remember, these are considered one-hit wonders in the 1970s in the States. Evil Woman, Don't Play Your Games with Me, Venus, Baby Take Me in Your Arms, Hey Dear Lonely Girl, Jennifer Tompkins, Ma Belle Amie, The Rapper, Love Grows Where Rosemary Goes, The House of the Rising Sun, Spirit in the Sky, Tennessee Birdwalk, Reflections of My Life, Vehicle, My Baby Loves Lovin', Ride Captain Ride, Mrs. Every Queen, on and on and on. There's been hundreds of one-hit wonders, but that really stands out because, again, not too often a Canadian artist doing a cover would be so well respected. So, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like the Terry Jacques version or Jacques Brel version or the Westlife version, it's part of pop rock history. It can't be denied. And like I said, it's the Poppy Family's version is just, I'm a diabetic. That's all I can say. I can't listen to it more than 3 minutes. Thank God it's only 3 minutes. But if it's one of your favorite songs, this is for you. It appeals to a lot of people because it couldn't have been number one. 70s a weird time because an artist would go to number one, be on Dick Clark and Solid Gold or whatever, and then disappear. Never showed up. And Dad said, my father said something awful interesting. He said, I hope Adam Ant doesn't turn into the new Terry Jacques. What a comment, and maybe he did in a lot of ways because we only remember Adam Ant for pretty well one song in Canada and the States. And Goody Two Shoes, even though Strip was a good song. I know only in the channel can I make the juxtaposition with Terry Jacques and Adam Ant, but we are a multiple, channel. Thanks for listening. If you like what we're doing here, we're a vintage tribute music podcast. Let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.